One of my most loved items in my baking tray are these chocolate dipped Ritz peanut butter cookies. They are super easy to make, and if you love sweet and salty anything, you will love these. And they kind of have a little bit of a wow factor too, because they look really pretty. First off, I'm gonna say buy the Ritz crackers that come in the sleeve like this. The Ritz crackers that come in the bags just come half broken, so these are much better. And then you're gonna make a whole bunch of little peanut butter Ritz sandwiches. Use a little, use a lot, however much peanut butter you wanna use, you put in between 2 Ritz crackers. Now, I have these molds. I'm not sure I love them, and I'm going to show you another way to do it without molds, but I bought these because I thought it would be a time saver, and it's really not. And I actually find I use double the chocolate when I use my molds opposed to when I just dip them in chocolate, which I'll show you here shortly. But I do love how uniform they come out of the molds and how perfect looking they are. So you can see I just add a little bit of chocolate to each circle mold, add in the Ritz peanut butter sandwich, and then add a little bit more chocolate on top, and then tap the tray so the chocolate settles down in and around each cookie. Put them in the fridge to set, and this is what they look like when they come out. They're perfect little chocolate pies. I love the way they look in my Christmas baking trays, and everybody always asks me what they are. This is what they look like inside. And I always like to add some Christmas sprinkles or other sprinkles depending on the time of year I make them. Now, if you don't have the molds, you can just melt your chocolate and dip the Ritz sandwich in chocolate and then place on parchment paper. Let me know if this is something you would love and if you're going to give it a try.